So let's get straight into it and put out another 8 cards into how your relationship will be and any obstacles you'll face with each other. Okay, Leo. All right, Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, 7 of Wands, the Empress, King of Pentacles, the Judgment card, 2 of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Okay, looking at these cards here, starting off with the Queen of Wands, this is quite a spiritual and open relationship. I feel like the two of you are very open to each other's judgments, open to each other's thoughts, opinions here with the Queen of Wands. This is your sign coming up here as the Leo, so I almost feel like you will be initiating this relationship. It's quite a sexual energy too, so I feel as though it's quite a sexually intense or fueled relationship that will develop between the two of you. She is quite superstitious and intuitive, so I feel like you'll be very intuitive about how this other person is feeling in your relationship. There's definitely a very strong physical connection. What I want to say here is, with all the wands and fire energy up the top here, this shows that you'll be quite impulsive in this relationship. I'm seeing that fire is what dominates in this relationship, and this is impulsiveness, this is desire, this is acting without thought, this is acting oftentimes irrational. So I feel like this energy could be around you, Leo. It is up the top here. I could be wrong, however, this could be this other person coming in as well. Nonetheless, here, the Queen of Wands is quite a spiritual connection that the two of you will have. There's lots of adventure and lots of movement between the two of you, which is nice, but I almost feel like this relationship is going to be based on hot-headed emotions, is what I'm seeing here with the Queen of Wands. Because much like the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands is also quite impulsive or hot-headed. You know, you may find that you're adamant and you make a certain decision in a relationship when the two of you are together. And you may find that the two of you are actually locking horns also, because there's so much passion, even borderline obsession going on here, Leo, that the two of you, this relationship will move quite quickly is what I'm seeing. But I'd hate to think that the two of you are separated for one time or another, or are separated or disconnect because your hot-headedness, Leo, or their hot-headedness is what I'm seeing here. The Knight of Wands, this relationship can certainly go places. I feel like things will develop quite quickly, or there'll be periods in the relationship where things develop very, very quickly, and then they sort of slow down and then they pick up again. So this sort of energy, this Knight of Wands energy, can be quite quick, quite fast developing. I also feel like there's possible relocation for the two of you to either move in together, merge families if this is someone with children, have children. The Empress is often seen as someone that is pregnant. You know, and because I think there's such a highly sexual relationship, this can happen very, very quickly. So fast pregnancies is also what I'm seeing that could develop in this relationship with the Knight of Wands. But possible relocation here together, travel and movement is what I'm seeing. Now, the 7 of Wands is resistance, possibly resistance from you. I feel as though you'll be very defensive in this relationship. Now, I'm not sure if this is jealousy, if this is you're trying to protect your connection, you're trying to stand up for yourself. Maybe this person is throwing a lot of judgment at you in this relationship. I can see that this person is very good with words, but sometimes the King of Swords can be spiteful. They're very charming, and they can be very particular in the words they use. So I feel as though for some, this may be a problem in the relationship. I feel as though you'll be defensive about a lot of things, or you'll have to be held accountable for a lot of things. I think this person can be quite jealous or judgmental in what you do. Now, I'm not sure if this stems from their own insecurities or lack of confidence, but I feel as though you're going to be feeling like oftentimes you're cornered, Leo. And this is when the lion comes out. So I feel as though if you're a female, the lioness, but if you're a male, the lion is going to come out and they're going to see this side of you, is what I'm seeing here. I feel like there's a lot of built-up emotions. Again, hot-headedness because of the intensity of this relationship. I think this is coming into play here with the 7 of Wands. But this is resistance. This is feeling like you need to defend yourself and have your swords up, so to speak. Now, the Empress card is a beautiful card. It is a card of manifestations, of astrological compatibility. of love, affection, of sensuality. So I feel like your partner, there is a period where the two of you will be very gentle and very sensual with each other, with the Empress. Now, for some of you, this is a pregnancy, this is giving birth, and this is creation. Receiving manifestations in the physical form. Some of you are going to go into business, possibly into a business partnership, or invest in a product, a service, an investment property, a car, but there's some sort of material gains or wealth that will come in around this person. But I do feel like there will be periods where you feel very sensual, and you feel very sexually connected. The Empress is really a beautiful energy. It's anything beautiful, not only on the exterior, but the interior. You'll see how beautiful this person is in both aspects. But definitely initially, as I said, that physical attraction is very intense. But is it enough to carry you through? Is it enough to be or have more depth than what you're currently searching for, or what the relationship currently consists of? But I do think there's absolutely children here for some of you, either adopting children, having a surrogate, possibly a fire sign or earth sign surrogate to have your children, adopting even, foster care or something like this, IVF. There's definitely children around you with this person here in this relationship. Okay, King of Pentacles is quite... I like that these two have come up here, because if this is any indication of what your relationship is like, Leo, the two of you can appear to be quite a cultured, stable couple. And there's a sense of maturity with the Empress and the King of Pentacles, which I think you'll come to learn if you haven't already in your relationships. The King of Pentacles is quite a refined energy. He's learnt a lot of lessons. This is Taurian energy. They've learnt a lot of lessons. Their heart is either completely invested or it's not. There's loyalty, there's faithfulness with this person here. So a very strong coupling up is what I'm seeing here. But again, this can be in relation to business, longevity. But it's a relationship where the two of you will definitely enjoy the physical. So intimacy, dating, going out, attending events, encountering experiences together, very much so on this journey together in your relationship. But this is stability, and this person, I feel, regardless of whether you continue this relationship on for a very long time or not, this person is still going to be a constant in your life. So for some of you, it is a person you'll have children with, and your lives will actually end up being intertwined together in some capacity. The Judgment card, this is a karmic connection. I did mention underneath, where was it? You had the, there it is, the Two of Cups. So it can be a joint union, but it can also be this twin flame, which I think it is. The Judgment card, the angels, universe, spirit is sending you this person. And you're going to embrace them for what they are. You're going to face the music. The Judgment card there can be a lot of judgments in this relationship, whether good or whether bad. Again, for some of you, you're going to be resistant or defensive to this initially, but then eventually you'll come around, is what I'm seeing. The Judgment is liberation, is imperfections. So I feel like there's judgment that will probably be your biggest obstacle in this. It's judgment and temperament is going to be your biggest obstacle, whether it's your own judgments and your own temperament or theirs. This is what you're going to need to work on. Because it is a karmic connection, believe it or not, this relationship is in your path for a higher purpose, and you must accept what is with the Judgment card. But this is also children, up to 2 children in these cards here, and then 2 pentacles, definitely twins or 2 children that can be birthed, or 2 children will receive a stepfather or a stepmother figure in their life. For some of you, this can be a long-distance relationship. There's a little bit of back and forth, so I see that there's a juggling act of some kind here. And I'm wondering if this juggling act has something to do with your relationship will have 2 parts or 2 counterparts, whether you're both involved in a love, romantic relationship and also in a business relationship, because I feel like your relationship in some degree will have 2 facets. It could also indicate that distance will be a problem for you in the future. It may create tension or resistance between the two of you. Because I feel with the Two of Pentacles, this is, the two of you trying to juggle one relationship, but it has two facets, so it has two counterparts, and this is where the difficulty could stem. I'm not seeing problems in terms of telling each other how you feel. I think there's a lot of direction with speech, because the King of Swords addresses things that need to be addressed without any hesitation. So I feel as though communication is quite abrupt or forthcoming. However, I feel like it's definitely going to upset either you or this other person. So I feel like temperament or the way you handle things, irrationality, could be an issue for the both of you. But for the most part, I think the two of you will have a lot in common. You'll have a lot to talk about. You'll mentally stimulate each other, and you'll find each other very mentally engaging, which is quite nice to see. Let's have a look, though, what this person is wanting. What is this person wanting from you in this relationship? Okay, they're wanting children, they're wanting a family, they're wanting sentimentality, they want to establish a family home. They want importance, they want to create beautiful memories with the Six of Cups. They want memories they can treasure. So if they're not wanting a family as yet, I feel the Six of Cups is romance, is gestures, is whispering sweet nothings, is surprising this person with a gift, with flowers, surprising them with a beautiful text, surprising them at work. They want to be kept on their toes, and they want to feel young again, is what I'm seeing with the Six of Cups. Three of Swords, I wouldn't particularly say this person is wanting a third-party situation, but when the Three of Swords is what they're wanting, then I feel as though they're wanting to feel like you matter. I think the Three of Swords, they're wanting to feel in love. I don't think they're wanting pain or they're wanting hurt, but for the Three of Swords to come up here and what they're wanting from you, I almost feel as though they want to be considered a priority, and they want to be important for you. They want to be important enough in your life that you care, that you hurt when something happens to them. So I feel like they want to see that you're genuinely so invested in them that it's going to pain you to see them in trouble or to see them hurt. And this is what they're searching for. This is like validation for them to see that you legitimately care about this person. Ten of Wands, they want you to put in the hard work. I think they're going to want you to change in some way. They want to see effort from you. They want to see not just words, they want to see actions. I feel as though you might be the dominant one in this relationship, and I feel like for the most part you may be carrying this relationship with the Ten of Wands. I feel like the burden is on your back for some reason or another. Now for some this won't apply, but for others I definitely feel this person wants to see you put in the hard work, Leo. So it's definitely they want to see actions from you. They want to see you doing things, and they want you committing to intimacy. They want to see you committed to this relationship. And there might be things they ask of you that can be quite burdensome or tedious, or you may deem them as frivolous, but really this is important to this person, and they're going to want to see this from you, is what I'm understanding with the Ten of Wands. The Magician, sometimes I almost feel like this person has possibly a little bit of high expectations, because I feel like they're almost wanting you to come into their life and change it in a really, really big way. They're wanting you to have the Magician energy. So it's almost like sometimes their expectations are too high, or they expect you to do things too quickly. And this is where the delay or the obstacles may come forth in this relationship, because oftentimes if someone wants us to be the Magician, they want things to happen very, very quickly. They want things to develop very, very quickly. They want you to just come right out and solve all the problems, and wave your magic wand. And oftentimes that doesn't, always work. So there can be some sort of unrealistic expectations here coming from this person. But if they're wanting you to appear the Magician, they want you to have, to be equipped with the right things to say. They want you to be ready for anything they throw at you. So again, possibly a little bit of unrealistic expectations, which I think is not going to sit overly well with you. Again, temperament and how you handle this situation is definitely going to impact this relationship. But I will leave it at that, Leo.